Hello, my music-loving friends. If you've ever made a fortune teller or cootie catcher, then the first part of this video is going to look really familiar to you. But stay tuned because I have figured out how to put an additional secret pocket into the fortune teller so we can put a little bit more information in there. So let me clear my space off, put all my supplies off to the side, and then I'm going to talk you through how to make a fortune teller. So we take our piece of paper and we start with it portrait. So this is portrait and this is landscape. We are starting portrait. And then we're going to take our paper and we're going to fold it from the top right corner down. I suppose if you're left-handed, you could do it the other way. The important part is to fold it from the corner straight down so that then this edge lines up with the other edge behind it. And then we're going to crease that nice and hard. Now, because I like to have my creases really firm, I'm going to use the handle of my scissors to press that crease down. There we go. Now, once I have this like this, I actually want to get rid of this piece. Now, some of y'all know a little shortcut that involves folding it and maybe licking the edge of it and ripping it off. But again, I like a really neat line. So I am going to use my scissors for that. So I'm cutting right along the edge. And then I'm going to set that little piece aside. That's a little piece of scratch paper for you. We won't need that for the rest of this craft. Okay. And now I have something that looks like this. So now I take that and turn it so I can fold it in this direction. And again, I'm going to use the handle of my scissors to make a really nice crease there. Oh man, I didn't line my corners up perfectly on top. You know what that means? Absolutely nothing. There is no such thing as perfection in crafting. All right, so now we have this awesome diamond with some lines on it, and those lines are going to guide us in how to fold the other folds. So I like to start with the bottom. So I'm taking the bottom part of my diamond and folding it up so that this corner touches the intersection of those lines, the place where they all come together. And then I'm going to crease that. And I'm going to wait and do my hard creases all at the end, just so I don't have to keep picking up my scissors. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to fold the opposite corner. I like to do opposites. There we go. And then I'm going to fold it again. This next corner, folding it up to the middle. And then I'm going to fold it again up from here. Okay, so now that I have all of those folds in place, I'm turning it over. And this is a good time to crease all of those lines nice and firmly. All right, so now I have something that looks like this. So now I actually want to do the same thing that I just did, but in reverse. So all of the little folds are facing down. I'm going to make it into a diamond again, and then I'm going to fold my corners up to that middle intersection again, just like I did before. Make a nice crease there, a nice crease there, and a nice crease there. If I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause this video and do it in your own time. That is the beauty of video, my friends. All right. So there, now I have that. And of course I want to make all of my creases nice and firm. So now I have this, and I want to flip it over so that I'm looking at what looks like 4 squares here. And to make it so that it's possible to use my fortune teller, I'm going to fold it in half this way, and I'm going to crease that center line. I'm going to use my scissors again to press it down, and then I'm going to open it up, turn it this way, fold it, and crease the other way. All right. So now we have this basic fortune teller, and let me show you how you open this up. You take it and you kind of hold it so you can see where the top opens up here, and then grab these corners and push together. You see how it opens up? And now all the corners are together, and then I grab it in one hand, and I find the little tabs at the bottom, and I open them up one at a time. Okay. And now I have my basic fortune teller. Okay, now here is where the top secret information comes in. We need to make another one of these. Now you have a couple of options at this point because we want our crafts to look pretty, don't we? So either you're going to use another piece of blank paper and eventually decorate, or if you happen to have some fancy paper, maybe you have some construction paper, or maybe you have something fancy like this, you're gonna use some other kind of paper, if you have it, to make your next fortune teller. We're just gonna make another one like we just did. If all you have is white paper, well, that just gives you the opportunity to do a bunch of drawing and stuff later. Okay, so let's make our next fortune teller the same way that we did before. So I'm setting this one aside. And then I'm folding and putting it like this. I'm putting the interesting part down, actually. And then I'm folding from corner to corner. Strangely enough, my paper is square. My interesting paper is square. But if it weren't, I would have a little tab here, and I would cut, 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 cut. And then I make my hard crease. And then I open it up, turn it this way, fold it back again, make my crease, make it firm. And again, I know I'm going kind of fast because I don't want this video to be super long, but you can always pause it and do this at your own pace. Okay. Now I'm opening it up, and again, I'm looking at the white side right now. So it doesn't have a lot of decoration on the inside, but that's because I'm gonna fold it up so that I can see the colorful side. So then I fold it this way. If you're using construction paper and both sides are colorful, that's also fine. That's not gonna make your craft not work or something. All right, so there we go. You know what? I started creasing every line with the scissors. Man, I'm gonna have to pick my scissors up a bunch of times here. All right. Okay, so now I've got my first set of folds down. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm turning it over, and I'm doing it again. Fold to the center, mash, mash, mash. Flip it, fold to the center, mash, mash, mash. Do that with all 4 of them. Make sure you pause the video if that was too fast. Okay, and now I want to mash all those with the scissors handle to make sure I have really solid creases. Ooh, you can see the sun coming in through my window now. That's nice. All right, so now this is where the magic happens, my friends. So we actually don't need to fold this one up into the kind of cootie catcher format. We have our regular fortune teller, and we have our colorful one. And if you just made another one that's white, that's totally fine. You can decorate that in just a moment. You'll see where it's gonna go in your fortune teller in just a moment. Let's actually open this one back up. So I'm laying it flat, and then I'm gonna open up like one little tab of it for now. Now when I open this one, You can see there's a little triangle of folded paper here, and it's kind of the same size as that one, isn't it? So what I want to do is turn this, and you see where this line is right here, this fold line? I'm going to cut just above that. Watch your fingers while you're cutting. So I'm cutting that off of my other fortune teller, and then I'm going to turn it so that these little folds are facing up because I want to be able to open it once it's glued down. And then that's going to get glued in to this tab right here. Okay, so I'm going to do that so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so I have my folds here, and here's the flat side with no cuts or folds in it. When you are gluing, you do not need a ton of glue, and if you use a ton of glue, your project's not going to look as good in the end. So I like to put just a little bit along the edges, and I even like to flatten that out with my finger. So it'll be nice and smooth when I put it down. Okay, so now I'm putting that right in here. And now my fortune teller has a secret pocket. Look at that. And it opens up. Oh, I mashed it a little too hard. A little bit of rearranging to be done. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to repeat that for all of these tabs. You do want to make sure with this one, because you're going to be folding it back up, that you haven't gotten any extra glue kind of around where you meant to, because you'll glue the whole thing shut. That won't work very well. So now I'm kind of checking to make sure that I didn't put glue where I don't want it. Okay. And now I have this awesome looking fortune teller. Now, if you did this with all white paper, then now is your time to do some decorating on these tabs. So you can see how mine looks, and I just used other like creative kind of paper. You could have used any kind of color paper you want or plain paper, but now would be the time to draw some pictures or do some coloring on those.